Hi friends. So last week I filmed a Q&A video and I ended up spending so long talking about just a couple really commonly asked fashion related questions, specifically how I found my style and the confidence to wear it, that I decided those topics should just be in their own video. So today I am sharing my answers to those questions plus a couple bonus fashion and style related questions that you guys asked that I just liked and thought were fun. Let's jump into it. First up, how did I find my personal style? Honestly, I don't really know if I think style is something you find so much as it's just something you have already and then it grows and develops with you. It's not like my style in high school wasn't me and now my style is me. It's more my style in high school was me then and my current style is me now, and my style is going to be different again in the future because I'm going to be different in the future, you know? So I think style is more something that's always evolving with you, and it's not this like one ultimate stagnant goal that we just have to find and achieve and then we're set forever. Because also our clothes signify meaning and parts of ourselves, and the meaning of different types of clothing is always changing. So like what a certain outfit communicates about you will change with time, which means your style is also going to change to continue to accurately communicate what you're actually trying to communicate with it. I feel like you already have your style, baby. It's whatever makes you feel like yourself when you wear it. And then that might change later. And that doesn't mean your old style was wrong or bad and your new style is your true style, you know? That said, if you feel like your current clothes really don't feel like you and don't make you feel like yourself, I would say try a bunch of different things and see which ones make you feel like yourself. Whatever makes you feel the most comfortable and the most you while you're wearing it is your style. And also there can be lots of different types of things that all make you feel like you. You don't have to just pick one or find one. No human is that one-dimensional, and everyone has so much depth to them that you're always going to end up wanting more if you limit yourself too much, because no one is that limited in who they really are. Don't think too hard about figuring out what is your style and like trying to pick one. Your style is whatever you like, and if you like a bunch of different types of things, all of those make up your style together. That's definitely how I feel about my style. All of that said, obviously what you come to like and feel like yourself in is influenced by your surroundings, your culture, society at large. My style didn't just like develop in a vacuum. Nobody's does. So if that answer wasn't actually that helpful to you and you are looking for inspiration to be exposed to new ideas in fashion and explore your creativity, I have to say my biggest tool has just been the internet. From fashion Barbie computer games as a child to Tumblr in high school to mostly Pinterest and YouTube now, the internet has really been my main source for being exposed to new ideas in fashion that I could play with in my own closet. So like looking at fashion images on platforms online like Tumblr, Pinterest, TikTok, the Vogue Runway app is also a really good one. And then keeping that in mind while looking at your own closet and seeing what new ideas and combinations and styles come to mind. Alright, so that pretty much covers my answer to how I found my style. And now it's time to discuss how do I find the confidence to actually wear it. A common question that a lot of people have is how to not feel self-conscious about wearing attention-grabbing, more out there, expressive outfits. First, I would say I definitely do sometimes still feel self-conscious wearing certain types of outfits around certain types of people or in certain situations. I don't always wear my most out there outfits in all scenarios. However, I also really like to dress in outfits that are a lot more attention-grabbing sometimes. Not because they're attention-grabbing, I just like them, but I know that they happen to grab attention. And for me, I actually feel a lot more self-conscious wearing something out of the norm with people that I know in real life than I do around strangers. Obviously, this will vary by person, but for me, if it's people who know me, then I'm like, oh my gosh, they're judging this based on who they know me to be, if this seems out of character for me. Whereas strangers, like, they just think that's who I am. And so often I'll wear my most like fun experimental outfits when I just go to run errands by myself, because then I'm like, no one whose opinion I actually care about, like the people in my life, is there to judge me. It's just strangers who I'll never see again, so I don't really care what they think. I don't know if that's relatable or if it will be helpful, but maybe it will be to someone. And then also, I think the more you wear those kinds of outfits, like by yourself or like in a post on social media or whatever else, the more you start to feel like it really is you and your style, and you feel comfortable in it. And then you feel comfortable starting to wear stuff like that around people who know you more, who might have previously been like, whoa, that's not how this person dresses. Like, I haven't always dressed like this, you know? So there was definitely like an adjustment period when I started to dress more expressively and experimentally. Okay, so I also just wanted to pop in here and say that if you don't relate to that, maybe you feel more comfortable dressing a little weirder in front of your close friends rather than a bunch of strangers, then I would suggest doing that. First, wearing those outfits and testing out those new ideas when you're with your friends who make you feel more safe and comfortable. And then as you get more comfortable, you can wear them on your own as well. Basically, if you feel self-conscious in certain outfits, but you like them and you want to wear them, try to figure out the context in which you personally would feel the least self-conscious wearing it and wear them in that context first. Whether it's running errands by yourself, on vacation where nobody knows you, with your close friends, at home in your room. Just do that at first to make yourself a little bit more comfortable. And then once you feel comfortable wearing that outfit in that setting, maybe try wearing those outfits in the next most comfortable setting, and so on, slowly working towards feeling comfortable wearing whatever you want, whenever you want. You can also slowly ease into it. You don't have to jump from 0 to 100 all at once. Like, I just kind of slowly started being a little more experimental or wearing something a little more out of the ordinary, bit by bit, until you just kind of feel wholly comfortable and yourself in those outfits, and you know that other people see you as yourself in those outfits too, and then you feel comfortable wearing them. I also, I definitely do have more attention on me when I'm wearing more out there outfits out in the world, but I don't really mind or care because I'm like, wow, they just are like, ooh, who's that quirky weird girl over there? And I'm like, that's right, I'm the main character of the supermarket right now. Someone else asked me if people ever come up to me and say anything, good or bad, about my outfits, and honestly, almost every time I leave the house in an outfit that I think is actually an outfit, people come up to me and say they love my outfit very often, and I think it's just because people like when you wear something special and different and expressive. If people are looking at you, they're probably thinking, oh my gosh, that person looks so cool, look at their outfit, they're so cool. That also makes me feel better knowing that people enjoy seeing someone doing something different and fun, and if everyone's looking at me, it's probably in a neutral way or in a good way, not in a bad way. I know that also depends on other factors of your demographic, and I know that people are going to have a lot more positive reception to me dressing outlandishly in the world than they might to someone of a different size or a different race. And it's easy for me to tell you to just be confident, and people will love it when I know that systemically that's not true. We see this time and time again where someone gets roasted for wearing something and then Kendall Jenner wears it and suddenly it's cool. So I just want to acknowledge that and acknowledge that it's harder for different types of people, and everyone doesn't get the same privilege and experience to express themselves, and I think that's fucked up, and it obviously shouldn't be that way, and I support you wearing whatever you want. But also, I don't want you to feel like it's your fault for just not being confident enough if you don't feel comfortable wearing something different, when there are different social consequences for different people. And there might be social consequences for me too, depending on the context. And so sometimes you're dressing to avoid certain social consequences, and that's okay. We all have to protect ourselves with the way we present ourselves in the world as well. Okay, so at this point, I actually sort of returned to the Q&A format. I'm just quickly answering some more short, straightforward, fashion-related questions. And a lot of these were really fun, interesting questions that I would also love to hear your answers to. So please tell me your answers also in the comments. If you could only dress in 2 colors for the rest of your life, what would they be? I think this is a very interesting question, and I would love to hear y'all's answers to this. But I think mine would be blue and green, because those are both colors I've loved my entire life. I like how they look together, I like how they look on their own, and I like how they look on me and with my complexion. Fashion trend I'm currently obsessed with, the mermaid core trend. I have been loving this. I just love the subtle fantasy inspired. It's really calling back to all of my favorite childhood media, and I love the idea of walking around being I'm a mermaid in disguise on land. None of you know. So fun. I'm also hoping to make a whole video about that aesthetic. So tell me if you're interested in that. Someone asked what haircut I ask for when I go get it cut. The answer is actually that I cut my own hair, so I don't ask for anything. But I would call this long layers or maybe a long shag haircut. Long shag might be a little thinner at the bottom than what I have. And for reference, this is my natural hair texture, how it dries. And then someone also asked me about how I style my bangs, which I have a whole video on from quite some time ago. Watch this video right here. It's really short and it's really easy, and it will show you. Then we have a favorite fabric to wear. I am actually very particular about fabrics often because I have very sensitive skin and I get like really overstimulated and itchy easily. So I would say natural fibers. Cotton would be the main one. I guess cotton, yeah, that's my number one best fabric to wear. It's always comfortable. All right, y'all, those were all the fashion questions I was able to answer. Please let me know your thoughts on all of this. Personal style, finding confidence, any of the other questions that came up, and also tell me your answers to these questions, please. Thanks again so much to everyone who did ask me questions to make this video. And yeah, I heard if you leave a comment, watch another video, and subscribe, you will gain the confidence to wear any outfit you want in any setting you want with absolutely no discomfort or self-consciousness.